Hi, welcome back to my channel, Cosmic Insight Astrology. This is Christina. All right, Pisces, if you have a Pisces rising, Pisces sun, or Pisces moon, this is your March 2023 astrology forecast. First and foremost, happy birthday to you. And the other thing that I have to mention, this is going to be a pivotal month. It's going to be life-changing, life-altering. It's going to be, in some cases, really, really heavy, but definitely it will be transformative. All right, let's see what's going to happen for us in March. So I'm going to start March 7th with the Virgo full moon, which is actually going to happen in your opposite sign, and it's going to be in your seventh house. And the seventh house is partnership, it's significant other, it's also legal matters as well, and it's representing also business dealing. And this full moon actually is going to trine with Uranus, you see? So Virgo and Taurus will trine over here. So Uranus is in 15 degrees. So, you know, Uranus is the planet of unexpected. It's chaos. It's the rebel. It's the unconventional. Also, it's representing digital currency, energy stacks, and actually, it's reside right now in your third house of neighborhood, transportation, sibling, communication, licensing, sales. All right, so what it's going to bring for you? It's going to bring a sudden and unexpected income and a new opportunity for financial gain, but it has to be through either a business partner or a sibling or a friend. So if you are a sales representative, for example, if you sell cars or you are a website designer or you working in marketing, PR, you are selling communication devices, it could actually increase your salary through that. So the full moon is, yes, transiting your seventh house in Virgo. And as I said before, it's partnership. And the sun actually going to shine in your first house, and it's going to give you a stellium in your first house. And the first house is actually the way you are pretending to others, the way you are actually representing your company, your business, but also representing yourself to others. So this is the time when you need to pamper yourself. You're also going to reinvent yourself. You so now, Pisces, you have a birthday, so most likely you're going to be celebrated. And that's what it means. The sun is shining, beautiful Neptune is here, which is very spiritual, forgiving and loving, higher octave of love. Mercury, you're going to be talkative and chatty. Okay, so what else is going to bring over here? Look at that. So first of all, we have to talk about the moon here, which is the full moon is, I always say, when the moon and the sun in heaven in oppositions, right? And the full moon is always a completion. It's always an ending, signing off of contract, like finishing a task, for example. So look at that. For example, the Uranus in the third house could represent like you finishing a task with a writing project. Or, you know, like as I said, you are increasing your sales. And let's talk about actually a little bit of the archetype of the full moon, which is Virgo, and that's your opposition. You know, Virgo is very detailed and truly organized sign. And it's ruled by Mercury, actually. And if you check the position of Mercury right now, it's also opposing to the moon because Mercury actually it's in Pisces. So it's not in a good position here because it's in form. However, you know, for you, because it's a stellium and the sun is here, it's still representing chattiness and it's still representing you know, celebration for you, but you might not be heard, not being heard. For example, you're going to get a lot of present, but maybe it's not what you wanted because they didn't get you what you really truly wanted. Okay, so let's see. ruled by Mercury, Virgo, and in financial astrology and in astrology, Mercury is the communication, the messenger, actually. It's a fast planet, right? And it's also representing, for example, artificial intelligence, or it could representing like social media account as well. So, and it's representing purchase as well, selling stuff and buying stuff. So actually it's selling and buying opportunities. Or you can actually invest in a creative project, purchasing maybe a media or a communication device. Or you might actually get a car from your work, to actually do the commute. So it could be really auspicious for you. You will be chatty, but you will be still mysterious, because of Mercury in Pisces is really mysterious. They're not necessarily going to understand you. The communication not only going to go through like with real communication, but it could be telepathic communication you will experience. And then, you will crave for glamour here, because of Neptune is here and Pisces representing glamour. And what else going to happen? Actually, Saturn going to join this stellium on March 7th, the same day when the full moon going to happen. And Saturn is diligence and hard work, but also hardship. Saturn is truly, truly hard, and it's represent fierce and death as well. And but it represent diligence, and it's represent ambition. So in your first house, it could represent like, all right, I'm going to feel a little bit older or more tired or exhausted because I'm filled with responsibility. The next 2.5 years, I can lose a lot of weight, for example, the next 2.5 years, because Saturn is a lean body and first house is your body. Or, it could represent some kind of establishing a business actually in spiritual healing. Why? Because Pisces is spiritual, Saturn is establishing something. So for example, Pisces representing medical marijuana, pharmaceuticals, crude oil, it could represent spiritual retreats. So Saturn over here could represent like, okay, I'm gonna buy a land which I'm gonna use for spiritual retreat. And during this full moon, actually going to brainstorm about that. Okay, so this full moon actually, it's also going to square Mars. Look at this square. Here is a T-square, right? And so what does it mean, this T-square here? So T-square is not the best astrological aspect, and it can bring in argument with a family member because it's in your fourth house, so family member, or with a child. Gemini represents childs as well, so it could be a heavy, heated argument with a family member. Or it could be something you can actually have an argument with your partner because of purchasing a house and you don't agree on details, or you don't agree which house you should buy. Or it could be some kind of living situation. You don't want to live with the person or a family member anymore, and it's going to be just chaotic. All right. So also, what else could mean? Like, for example, you will need to be careful with your kitchen, because a fourth house is your living situation, it's your kitchen. Gemini is air sign, and Mars here is fire. So don't, it could be some kind of electric wire fire in the kitchen, or it could be some kind of kitchen accident with fire, what you need to be careful with. Okay, so on the 11th of the month, we will have Juno entering Taurus, your third house, and on the 16th, Venus will ingress Taurus also. So Juno and Venus, both of them is really joyous, right? Third house is communication, it's transportation. Taurus is an earth fixed sign. So both are great, actually, if you are promoting your book, or if you are in sales, or if you want to sell a car, or if you want to create an online workshop, for example, this is the time for you. On March 19, Mercury and what else? Mercury. Oh, yes. And the sun will ingress on the 20th Aries. So instead of Pisces stellium, we will have an Aries stellium over here. And on March 21st, actually, we're going to have in Aries new moon in 0 degree. And look, guys, that is word axis. That is a cardinal sign, word axis. It's very, very karmic. New moon is new beginning. It's, and stellium in your second house, it's going to actually make you to focus on your financials and all the energy emphasizing actually on your financial stability, on your luxury, on your values, on your valuables, for example. So the new moon over here is representing I might going to preserve my money in art, or, my values are going to be really different right now. I'm going to, because you being a Pisces and going after financial, it could be a little bit foreign and strange for you, but right now you're definitely going to make sure there is luxury, because second house ruled by Taurus originally, which is luxury and comfort, and you want to be comfortable, and you want to be comfortable financially. So you're gonna make sure you will be. Okay, so you know what, you can ask for a raise if you want to, because of this is actually a supporting energy to ask for a raise over here at work. So this new moon actually going to bring in unique opportunity, because it's going to sextile with Pluto. Look, it's going to be 0 degree, and Pluto is in 29 degrees, almost entering Aquarius, your 12th house. So that is a sextile over here, okay? Okay, it's an out of house sextile, but it's still very, very strong. Pluto is representing taboos: death, sex, pregnancies, abortion, other people's money, insurance, inheritance, mining, research, psychiatrist, shrink, addiction also, obsession, I would say obsession. Okay, so, and it's Pluto is really deeply understanding the underworld as well. For example, it is a really good detective ability Pluto has. So, okay, and what else I wanted to say? Yeah. So let's talk about Pluto, and Pluto going to ingress actually March 23rd, Aquarius, in your 12th house. So as I said, it's a pivotal month, because Saturn is changing sign and Pluto as well. And the two, Saturn is social planet, Pluto is outer and generational. So it's going to be back and forth over here in your 12th house for 24 years. But the most important when it's ingress, the first 2 years, because it's going to go between Aquarius and Capricorn back and forth. So you might going to lose some friends, or you're going to have actually very powerful influential friends coming in and out in your life. And 12th house is actually your subconscious, that's your eternal womb. But Aquarius is anything with humanitarian project. For example, you can actually be an advocate for sex trafficking or organ trafficking during the next 22 years over here. So working behind the scene, being a private detective. So definitely, or you can become a forensic astrologist or a financial astrologist actually, and working behind the scene, doing researches with that kind of aspect here. So actually, if you are hired by big pharma, or have a marijuana distribution, or if you are working as a nurse, a prison guard, a shrink, it can actually make you an influencer person, an influencer player. You might have to deal with obsession here, because you might going to become really truly obsessive, but obsessive with AI, obsessive with workshops, obsessive with higher knowledge, because Aquarius representing higher knowledge and researches as well, with Pluto there. So, but as I wanted to say, yes. So last but not least, Mars is leaving Gemini, and Mars is still out of bound. It's crazy. But after being here 7 months and even retrograding in your 4th house, finally it's leaving and it's gonna go to Cancer. Cancer is very nurturing. Mars doesn't really like to be there, but it could be some kind of subject you are standing up for your family, being advocate for a family matters, or for your children. So that's in that case, it's going to be really good. It's still going to be out of bond. You know what might you're going to do? Actually, you're going to take a course like Protect Your Family course, or how to protect your family, or starting karate or some kind of sport with your family members together, like together. Or, you know, you can actually compete in martial arts or boxing or whatever, and you can actually get a prize for it as well. Or what else could it be? Anything with family related. Let me see. Family related, getting a prize, martial art. You know what? You can invest in firearms maybe to protect your house and family. That could be as well. All right. Okay, Pisces. If you loved my podcast, please share, because then everyone else can actually benefit from my readings. Like and comment. Even a thank you will help me to grow my channel and help you moving forward and do more readings. So like, subscribe, put the notification button over there, the little bell, and share. All right. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, don't hesitate to check out my website, which is www.urbanbeach.org. Also, another announcement over here. I hope you listened all the way. I just finally finished my book and it's out published. Let's talk about that. It is a book for children between age of 8 or 10 actually, and 18, or sometimes even adult can benefit from it. It's a lovely story, and it's talking about a little bit of astrology, but mostly it's talking about 8th house matters, sex and death and abortion and pregnancy. And it is a educational book through a really lovely story. So don't hesitate to check out, and please order it and leave me an Amazon review. It will be selling on Barnes and Nobles and Amazon and all the big stores, and in New Zealand, Australia, and England as well. Thank you so much for listening. Stay with me. And I'm really humbled you are actually subscribed for my channel. Thank you, and bye for now.